Back in 1998, Metal Gear Solid didn't shout for attention. It crept in, rewrote the rules, and became unforgettable. It turned stealth into storytelling, made hiding in a cardboard box feel cooler than a boss fight, and convinced millions that video games could be something greater than noisy distractions. 26 years later, in a world of ultra-realistic blockbusters and hyper-polished engines, the question lingers, does it still hold up? When Metal Gear Solid landed on the original PlayStation, it felt like a sudden divine bolt out of nowhere. For many in the West, Hideo Kojima was barely known. His earlier games had either skipped localization or lived on doomed hardware. But everything changed in 1997 when a jaw-dropping trailer took over at E3. Hardened industry veterans whooped like teenagers, and Konami pushed hard. Over 12 million demo discs circulated worldwide. Magazines hailed it as the surprise hit of 1998, and for good reason. Here was a game that didn't just use cinematic influences, it embraced them. On PlayStation, everyone was already talking about the merger of film and video games, but Metal Gear Solid made it feel real. Crucially, everything you saw in a cutscene used the same engine, the same resolution, the same world. No glossy FMV followed by blocky characters, no awkward transitions or loading screens to break immersion. It was seamless and breathtaking. Camera angles, pacing, voice acting, it all felt beyond anything the PlayStation had shown before. Even the slowing of the action through the codec built tension and character. These weren't just polygons, they were people you came to know. Today, dropping back into the icy corridors of Shadow Moses, something surprising happens. The atmosphere hits instantly. Despite its blocky environments, the base still hums with loneliness, danger, and cold. A guard's footsteps echo in a way that no 4K remake can improve. The visuals may have aged, but the tension hasn't. And then, of course, the game begins to play tricks on you. Psycho Mantis reading your memory card, the controller vibrating as if he's moving it with his mind, the real-world instructions for beating him, move the controller to port 2. In 1998, this felt like sorcery. Even now it feels playful, bold, and strangely intimate. It wasn't a gimmick, it was the game acknowledging you, the real you, as part of its world. Few games have since been this confident. Beneath the spectacle was a story that, while simple, a lone soldier stopping a nuclear threat, was layered with mystery, philosophy, and character. Konami's translation team worked hard to ensure every character had a distinct voice, and David Hayter's gravelly snake became iconic. The bosses, a telepathic madman, a wolf mother sniper, a philosophical shaman with a Gatling gun, a duel with a towering nuclear mech, were all pure theatre. The game was serious, but it also embraced odd humour. Cardboard boxes as military-grade tools, soldiers fooled by footsteps in the snow, and famous lines like, "Do you think love can bloom even on the battlefield?" Absurd, yes, but sincere, and that sincerity is what made it unforgettable. Most players had never encountered stealth on this scale. The rules were simple but clever. Vision cones, footprints, sound, surfaces, distractions, hiding places. If you failed, it was fair. If you were spotted, you had options. For many developers, this clarity was revolutionary. It set the standard for decades of stealth design. And the pacing, slow tension punctuated by explosive action, remains masterful. Long codec calls were followed by set pieces, like the Jeep Tunnel Escape, keeping the rhythm tight and varied. What makes Metal Gear Solid special is its belief in its world, its characters, and its ideas. It talks to the player, trusts them, and even mocks them, but it always involves them. In an era where games try to be movies, Metal Gear Solid reminds us that great storytelling comes from conviction, not graphics. Kojima's vision and the team that delivered it produced a game that didn't just define the PlayStation, but changed what people thought games could be. It's brave, it's strange, it's sincere, and that's why it still remains a classic today.